think as an entrepreneur and the person who's built the organization, of course, the expectation of a leader is to really continue to play out the values that we preach to all the rest of the team. I think as a leader, it's very important that we not think of ourselves in titles, be it chairman or CEO or MD, but to really think of ourselves as one of the team with the additional responsibility and accountability of taking tough decisions and calls when necessary. Which keeps us grounded, which keeps us focused, sincere, conscientious, all the things needed that actually were required even of a very, very small business before we reached the size of business that we are today. So today, if you see in healthcare where we're dealing with patients' lives, while it's as important for me to be able to think about strategy, regulation, industry relationships, working with the government, which are all macro issues, it's as important to look at every single customer's feedback, every single customer's opinion on whether they were happy with the service, every doctor's opinion on quality, and be as micro-focused on each of those issues as well. Because in healthcare, we're not dealing with products, we're not dealing with soaps and shampoos, we're finally dealing with people's lives. The credibility with the doctor and the trust of the patient are the most critical elements. And whatever you need to do as a leader to maintain those have to be done. I think for anybody who's aspiring to be a leader, be it a professional or being an entrepreneur, I think the one quality that is most important is resilience. Often when we try hard and we make a lot of effort, we expect the world will reward us for it. And often the world does, and often the world doesn't. Sometimes it means we just have to keep going and it takes a little longer than we expected. Sometimes we're expecting success and we get failure and we need to stand up again from our fall. And sometimes when we are successful, we need to remember that success is temporary and can go away at any point. Having the resilience and the equanimity is being detached from the good and the bad in equal measure, I think are both very, very important characteristics of being a leader who's sustainable and who can be a leader in the long term. I think health is a matter of having a healthy mind, body, and a soul. I think it's not just enough to take care of our bodies. It's very important that we are clean, pure in our minds with good energy, around ecosystems of good energy, and trying to do the right thing. And I think by doing that, it keeps our body healthy, along with keeping our soul and our heart happy. And I think the investment in the body very specifically means that there has to be a moderation in terms of the amount we eat, the kind of food we eat, the amount we exercise, but more than anything else, to me, introspection and keeping the mind at a healthy, balanced place is the most important part for a healthy life. What keeps me motivated has been different things at different points and different stages of the business. At the stage when I started and I was starting to build Metropolis, I wanted to build something different. There was no chain of labs in the country that followed global standards. There was no chain of labs at all. And I wanted to be the first one who built a chain of laboratories, pathology laboratories across the country, and really provide Indian citizens with all the testing that was not available here at global standards. Today, what motivates me to keep going is to protect the reputation that we've worked so hard to build all these years. And honestly, the trust that we have of all our customers and doctors. And I know the lives of the employees and their families that are dependent on Metropolis. I think the responsibility, the duty of making sure that all the people who are working tirelessly towards continuing to build Metropolis as a brand are deserving a leader who's going to be as conscientious and responsible for the same. The millennials today are extremely confident, extremely smart, extremely well-read and exposed. And I think these are all wonderful qualities to have at a very young age. I think the one quality that is important to acquire as well is experience and wisdom. Wisdom, I think, comes from time, it comes from experiences, and it comes from really being able to understand why certain things work, why certain things don't work, and being able to anticipate when to act and how to act. I think wisdom is not something that comes to all people, regardless of age, whether you're a millennial or whether you're 70 or 80 years old. So my only feedback to any millennial would be to spend a lot of your time in trying to acquire wisdom from people who you believe are wise and from your own experiences by self-introspecting.